Okay, so I'm going to go over the figure with you during this video. Okay, so in my first video, I really go over the face with you, right? And I talk about with a caricature that we draw a big head with a small body. So using up about 3/4 of the page, drawing the head of your figure, right? So that would be the head. And then you have your vertical lines and your horizontal axis through the center, your 5 C's. Right, so the 2 in the center would be your eyeballs, and then you have your halfway line from your eyes to your chin, which becomes your nose. Your halfway line from your nose to your chin is your mouth, right? And your ears are between your eyes and your nose, right? So right now I'm just going to kind of quickly go in and add just a minimal detail. Your eyes are really also like almond shaped. And remember, no eyes are the same, right? So don't stress about making one look exactly like the other. Okay. Your nose is the 5 C's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. And then, you know, when we talked about the skull, you have this area where your eye sits in. You have your eyeball. The top of your eyeball is your eyelid. The bottom of the eyeball is the lower part of your eyelid or eye opening. And then you have your eyebrows, which sit on the top of that bone structure of your skull. And obviously I would do that on the other side. You also want to look at your lips like a bunch of C's, right? And depending on you want to really look at your character and what type of lips they have to really kind of get that shape down, right? There really isn't much going on in here. I'm going to show you later on how to shade all that space in, right? Then you can start working on the shape of the face, right? Creating the chin, the cheeks, right? And then the hair, right? So we all have like volume to our hair. So you want to make sure that you create that volume. So I'm going to have my person have long hair. I'm also going to have them maybe have bangs. Remember I said we all have sideburns. Even girls have little bit of a sideburn. So you want to kind of add that in too. Okay, so now we're going to start working on the body. So the first thing you want to do is draw the neck, right? So when you go to draw the neck, I want you to understand that the neck comes from your ears, okay, from this area. So don't ever draw your neck really tiny like this, because then it's going to look like it's going to fall off the page. But since we are creating this person and we're now taking the body and shrinking it down, we need to also kind of take the neck as an area where we're going to like transform it from this big head into this little body. Okay, so what I would do is almost do like a triangle type of a shape like this as it comes down. Okay, so that would be like the neck. All right, and then I would start working on the body. I would look at the body again very simply, kind of like how we broke down different parts of the face, like the C's and things like that. So I would start by working on the torso, okay? So the torso, I would look at like a shape, okay? Like a square, a circle, okay? A triangle, an hourglass, depending on the shape of the person, okay? So if it's more of a woman, or a girl, the shape might be more of an hourglass figure, okay, because we are more shapely. Where if it's a man, they might have more of like a square type of shape to them. So you want to try and kind of base that on the person that you're drawing, okay? But when you're drawing the shapes, I'd always kind of keep the top shape straight, like the top line, because that becomes like your shoulders, right? Where your shoulders are coming out from. Then what you want to do is start thinking about the arms and the legs. So you want to almost split it up into where the arms and the legs move, where like joints would be located. So you want to almost like put little circles where arms would move, like by your shoulders. And I would start by drawing almost like a stick figure and figuring out what your person's doing. So let's say I wanted my person to look like they are, maybe one hand is on the hip and the other one is just coming down. Okay, so I have the top of the arm coming out, the elbow, and then the hand, right? So this is kind of how I would set up your figure first. I wouldn't go and start drawing how you want it to look. I'd really try to set up the stance and the positioning of the person. Then I would go and start drawing in the legs. The same way, I would draw the legs as if, you know, wherever you want it to bend, place like a little circle, okay? So we can tell what's happening. So you can also, you know, make sure that it's all sitting on the paper and it's not like coming off of the paper. All right, now we can go ahead, and since we have our body like in place, and we can start really filling in some detail. So you want to think about what that person is wearing. So let's say I wanted my person to be like in a skirt. Maybe I'm going to put her in like a high-waisted skirt, okay? And maybe it's going to be like pleated, okay? It's going to be long and pleated. So now I'm kind of drawing over and allowing it to kind of fall over like the inside of the space, okay? Maybe I'm going to put her in like a pleated type of a skirt, okay? And then I would go in and erase the inside of that space. And then I'm going to think about like a shirt. So maybe it's going to have like a little sleeve, okay? Maybe like a swooping down V-neck. Maybe I'm going to add some, like a necklace on her. All right. Maybe I'm going to add like earrings coming down, like little hoop earrings. You could start becoming creative about, you know, jewelry or even like hair accessories or something. Not that I want to put a barrette in her hair, but maybe she has that. And then you know, hard part is hands and feet. So that's why I gave you a worksheet on hands and feet that I also want you to look at. Okay, use it as reference when you start drawing. Okay, I usually like to start by drawing like the outside shape of the hand like this, and then starting to go in and add the fingers like inside of that. Okay, and I did that quickly, but it's also good with hands to really look at reference that you find online. And copy it. Okay, there's nothing wrong with copying stuff like that. And then feet look like maybe like little, they could be coming forward at you, sideways at you, but also look at my reference for feet as well. Maybe I have her in like boots or something, I don't know. But I just wanted to kind of quickly go over drawing the figure with you. And then now you can go ahead and really start adding in stuff to the background. I'm not really quite sure what my person is doing or what I'm going to have them doing. But, you know, I might add something in the background that depicts who this person is a little bit more. Or even like, you know, like they do... you know, on like a traditional caricature, maybe you put like your name in like bubble letters up top or something like that, or their name, I should say, right? And that's it. So if you have any other questions, just let me know.